for hours. Please kiss me.
Greetings and salutations. This is Cage's Kiss, the ultimate Cage cast, where we discuss each of the National Treasure cinematic masterpieces and his life. We also try to glean whatever kernels of wisdom we can from his character that week. My name is Linda, but you can call me the Cheese.
I'm Donnie, at least that's what you can call me, until later on I flip the script and turn out to be a flim-flam man.
And, wait, who are you guys?
That's
Who the hell
Abe,
are
just
you?
gate crashing.
We just turned up.
Yeah, we don't no idea where we are.
How did you get here? You're not
We got here on a
Adrian.
boat.
Yes, Adrian is on a vision quest to find himself in Nicolas Cage. Find the Nicolas Cage within. So this is a very special episode of Cage's Kiss, where we are joined by the guys from Bottom of the Stream.
Hello.
Hey.
Ahoy!
Indeed.
Today we're discussing Cage's masterpiece of 2003,
Matchstick Men.
Pygmies. Matchstick Men.
So many pygmies.
Yes, it's time for Matchstick Men.
Yay.
Which, any of you guys want to summarize Matchstick Men, what we just watched?
Can you summarize Matchstick Men? Can you summarize? How do you ever summarize any Nicolas Cage film?
Yeah, how do you encapsulate a sunrise?
It's very true.
So, okay, I'll give it a stab, I guess.
Go for it.
So, Nicolas Cage plays a con artist, not a con man. Whenever I say con man, I think of Zoolander. It's a con man, Pops. He's a con artist who is out of pills because he has severe OCD, as well as in the book he has depression as well.
Yeah.
He's got I'm just starting to read the book, so it's actually pretty good. So he goes to a therapist to get more pills and finds out that he has a daughter from a previous marriage. And God, I mean, I don't want to like give it the whole thing away.
To a dark comedy? Come on, what could there possibly be?
And hilarity ensues.
Yes, and hilarity ensues.
I didn't see that cut of the film.
So yeah, this is his only movie from 2003. It's
Really?
directed by.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I
Doesn't
know.
he
It's
make like 20
surprising.
films a year?
Yeah, I know.
Just had a year off.
I saw that and I was like, no, there's something wrong. There's
Yeah, Vision
something
Quest.
happened.
Yeah, maybe he went on a vision quest.
That's when he became the shaman.
That's a bit that's a bit meta if he was trying to find the Nicolas Cage within Nicolas Cage. That's some kind of
Who
paradox
am
right
I?
there. Yeah.
That sounds like a Nicolas Cage film.
Yeah, it does actually. I'd watch that.
It does.
Well, he is playing himself in a new film. So...
Yeah, I read that the other day.
Yeah.
He's playing himself in a film about himself.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to go crazy when you have to end up reviewing that one.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
It's
I
just going to blow
can't
your
wait
minds.
I can't wait to recast it.
I can't wait to drink for it.
Well, he was just filming the in Oregon, which we're right next door. So
Okay.
we were so tempted to like go over there and see if we could see him.
Oh, you definitely should have done that. Road trip.
We could have an exclusive interview of him saying, "Get the fuck out of my face."
That's the perfect way to intro your podcast.
Exactly. Our exclusive 5-second interview.
Please stop touching me.
So we can't spoil this, but what can we know about this?
I don't know, Donnie. What can we know?
Do you need more than Ridley Scott and his amazingness was behind this?
Yes, directed by Ridley Scott.
Sir
And
Ridley Scott.
if you ask Adrian, of course he'll tell you it's the wrong Scott, but the bad Scott. And
It's the one that's still alive,
screenplay
so
was
he's got
written
that going for him.
by Nicholas Griffin and Ted Griffin, brothers, and it was based on a novel written by Eric Garcia, who, as it turns out, also wrote a book that I've had in my queue for a very long time, Anonymous Rex.
Oh, I've read that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. I have read that. I've got that somewhere.
Oh really?
But a long time ago. Don't ask me what it's about because I've no idea. Is it the one with the drugged up dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yes, I have read it.
Yeah,
I
it
had
looks
no idea that
actually-
was the same guy.
Oh yeah, no, same guy. It's strange that, I mean, I guess it's a testament to his ability that he can do something so diverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually looks really good, but of course Sci-Fi Channel made a movie out of it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. And it's one of those ones that are just so terrible. It's amazing. So
Oh, I'm definitely going to check that out.
yeah, you definitely should.
That sounds like it needs to go on
I
our
highly
list.
recommend drinking.
Get it on Netflix and we'll review it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I think it was I think I rented it from Amazon.
Ah, they're
But-
the enemy. We don't talk about Amazon.
Oh.
We're on Netflix all day.
Netflix for life.
Yeah. We're the Netflix
Well,
boys.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of your thing.
It really is.
So the budget on here was $62 million estimated, and it grossed worldwide about $65.6 million. So
A successful film.
yeah, a successful film. Not like wildly successful, but successful.
Somebody made some money.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I love most of Ridley Scott's work. Although the rumor is that he's a total asshole to work with, because he just he demands perfection on all of his movies.
It
And,
showed in Robin Hood.
He's a
God.
he's a
Even a blind man knew that those two people were in love, though he couldn't see or hear them. Oh.
Okay, I was thinking more Blade Runner.
Oh, his lesser works.
Yeah, one of his lesser known works. But if you listen to the commentary, there's a commentary with Ridley Scott and the brothers who wrote the screenplay. And Ridley Scott's part is all about him licking his own ass. It's all I cleverly hid the clues. And
Really?
people yes.
Clues to what?
I cleverly hid the clues from this book that was already written for me.
Yes, exactly.
That's very true.
If I do say so myself.
Well, he says stuff like, some people told me that they knew about half an hour into it, but they had to be lying. There's no way they could have known.
Ridley Scott's got really long arms, so he can pat himself on the back. Do you not know this? I'm sure he's a great guy.
No way people could crack the code. My clever code.
Wow.
So, how did you guys feel about it?
You go
So,
first.
so I watched this. I watched this week, and it's the first time I watched it since it came out in 2003, and it was not the light-hearted romp that I remembered.
Surely
Which-
you jest.
which probably says more about my memory, but
Yeah, probably.
but it was hella more downbeat than I remembered. Yeah. How about you, Ad?
Yeah.
The same. I haven't watched this since we actually watched this together in 2003 in America.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We were on a bit of a holiday type
Yeah, we
traveling
went-
thing, weren't we?
Yeah, we went travelling around the East Coast for a little bit in 2003,
Yeah.
and this came out just before we came home.
Where were we? Where did we watch
We
it?
watched this in Washington DC.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
Yes,
in that
I know what you're going to say.
in that weird cinema under the train station.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And just as we sat down in the seats, and we were pretty much the only two people in the screening, and this little mouse ran along the seat in front of us, and then the lights went off. And I was not comfortable for the rest of the film.
No, but if you listen to Ad, right, I say it was a little mouse. Ad will say it was a 3-foot long rat with razor sharp teeth.
Are you saying I over-exaggerate things?
That might be a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
I vividly remember that day, and
Did it look you in the eye?
yeah, it did. And then the lights went off, and I couldn't put my feet on the floor for the whole film.
And
It
whispered,
said, "You're
"Welcome
next."
to America."
And then we came home a week later. We were done. We were like, no, let's go home.
So you didn't appreciate the welcome rats, okay?
We don't do that for just anybody.
Oh no,
Yeah, sign a good look. Surely.
probably.
I don't know. Let's say that.
I wasn't the only rat in this film.
No. I have to say, like, I enjoyed the movie, but the only thing I didn't like was that the ending. They imply that he has obsessive compulsive disorder, like pretty bad, but I mean, now that he's changed his life around, he's no longer committing crimes, and he's happy in his life. Like, he still has the tick, but he seems like much higher functioning.
Yeah, he's more in
And-
control, yeah.
The ending sucks. Let's be honest.
So the
Yes,
like
yeah.
epilogue bit.
The
it
bolted
felt
on happy
very
ending.
bolted on,
Yeah,
didn't it?
Yes,
very
it's
much
like, I'm going to
bolted
call
on.
you
Yes.
daddy, even though I tricked you and broke your
Yeah.
fucking heart and stole your money.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
okay now.
It's like this film must have a happy ending, so let's just bolt one on quickly. It was
He must have
awful.
just been on much more powerful drugs by the end of the film. Because he
Well,
just
that's what I was
calmly let
thinking.
her.
Like, did he find like an actual drug that worked?
Apparently he was getting laid because he moved in with the cashier.
Oh, that's how you treat OCD.
Yeah.
This film's so much better without that ending. I
Oh, God,
genuinely
Yes.
think so. It's if you just don't watch the last 5 minutes,
Yeah.
it's a much better film.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Because I don't want to think of him as, like, I don't know, like committing himself to a better life and being a better person and selling like carpets now. I want him like out there conning, getting his money back.
Why would he would definitely have done that?
Yeah, he's in the hole for all that cash.
Yeah.
He's got to get. Maybe he was
If you're
running a
gonna go
carpet
bleak,
scam
go
and we
bleak.
didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
shame because the
and-
rest of the film's half decent.
Oh,
yeah, definitely. And it's enjoyable to watch. And
Yeah, definitely.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't really talk about it. I guess this is like my first time talking about it on the podcast, but I have really bad OCD. And
Oh, really?
so yeah, so I saw that part at the end and I was like, fuck you, Ridley Scott. Like, fuck you. Like, and the
Definitely.
brothers who wrote the script actually said in the commentary, I think the both of us are neurotic enough on our own that research wasn't necessary. And so I think we just exploited our own dysfunctions and exaggerated them a bit. So then at that point, I'm kind of like, fuck you guys too.
Yeah, you've got to have some ego to say that research isn't necessary. That's such an
Yes.
ego trip.
To tie into that,
We know
because you
everything
all-
there is to know.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
to tie into that, no, you guys mentioning your Netflix watching. I don't know if you've seen the Netflix movie Silence, but it's
I have seen it,
essentially it's just a ripoff of A Quiet Place, but just done lazily.
It
And
really
the
is.
fact that it's like they have a daughter who's deaf, and they show, hey, look, I can use some sign language, per se, and then never go back to it. It's just kind of thrown in, and everyone's like, yes, I can say 4 words. That's all we need. Period. Stop it. We're done. It's just like when you go from speaking like in Hunt for October, going from Russian and using subtitles to, okay, we know you're American. We're going into English now.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Sean Connery's Russian, Scottish, American accent in that movie.
Or him being Spanish and Highlander.
Spanish Egyptian, right?
Yes. The only thing I wondered about the difference between the book and the movie with this is they kind of hinted his depression only once in the movie where he mentions thinking of blowing his brains out but not wanting to ruin his carpet. But also the way they play the two of these guys together at the end when they talk about how they ripped him off and he taught him everything they need to know about conning. When was he shown to be the master con artist in this? It just seemed like his partner was more in control of running everything that was going on and kind of keeping him in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally. He was the glue that was keeping Roy together in this, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really
Definitely.
was.
I love Sam Rockwell. He's brilliant in everything.
Oh, gosh,
God,
yeah.
yes.
That guy is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw him in Jojo Rabbit.
I haven't seen that yet. It's not come out over here
Oh, is
yet.
it good?
I saw the trailer yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's like surprisingly touching. But he's just phenomenal in that. But yeah, he's phenomenal in everything.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I'm going to a secret screening of a film on Tuesday. I don't know what it is. I'm hoping it's going to be that. I'm really looking forward
Very
to
nice.
Oh, hey.
that. we have these like you pay it monthly to go to the cinema, so you can go as many times as you want during the month, and occasionally they'll do like secret screenings or early release screenings, that sort of thing.
Oh.
And,
Oh, that's
I've got one
awesome.
of those.
I've got the same thing with AMC, but it's like 3 times a week, but we don't have the awesome screenings. I want a secret screening.
So they're a bit hit and miss. Some of them have been like, "Oh no, I've got to sit for 3 hours and watch this film."
At best,
Then
you'll
some of
see
them are brilliant.
JoJo. At
Yeah.
worst, you'll see the rise of Skywalker.
Exactly. I remember Molly's Game came out, I think, last year, and I was like, it's a really good film, but it's on for like 3.5 hours. And I'm like, I don't want to sit in the cinema for that long.
And you haven't brought your old man
my
cushion.
I know. It's not on for 3.5 hours, I was exaggerating. It's about it's 2.5. I think.
Feel like it.
It's a really good film, though.
Oh, yeah, as long as you don't mind the mice.
Yeah.
But they're polite ones there.
I'm never going to a cinema in a train
They
station.
all wear
again,
bowler
that's
hats
sure.
over here. They've got even worse teeth. So
Wow.
I wanted to ask you guys a question because you've obviously seen so many Cage movies. Is this one of his more reserved performances that you've seen?
Interesting.
No, I mean I've seen. I think his most reserved that comes to mind for me at least is 8mm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But he actually set out. Oh God, yeah.
but
he
he
does
still
have
lets it out, yeah.
He does have the freak out points in this with the hey, have you ever been dragged to the sidewalk and beaten till you pissed blood? And there's the awesome line of bullshit, mon.
He does love his accents.
He does.
What the hell was that? Was he going for like a weird reggae accent? What was happening?
I'm not sure you could get away with that nowadays.
The beauty of the Cage. But he is the one who came up with the idea of Roy not liking it when people say Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Which I thought was weird. Okay, so he has this weird curse word. He uses pygmies as a curse word.
Yeah.
But then he also curses quite a bit throughout the movie. Like he says shit and I remember like he snaps at her in like toward the beginning and he says something like cut the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish that they would have more consistency with that. Like, okay, is he against cursing or
Maybe he
Does
just
he
doesn't
only
want to use
kiss
the
it?
F word.
maybe he just curses at little girls?
Yeah. He doesn't mind punching women apparently in the movie, so yeah. Oh.
Who doesn't? And that was the last episode of Cage's Kiss.
It's been a good ride.
You're just getting to the good stuff.
There's good stuff.
Not in our experience.
Oh yeah, I think next we have a National Treasure. So I mean,
Ooh. Ouch.
But yeah, so I don't know. I enjoyed the movie, but there were I don't know. I had some problems with it, like the OCD thing and the happy ending. And
Definitely the happy ending.
Yeah,
It
God.
angered me.
It just kind of undoes everything that they
It
set
does.
up.
It just makes the whole film pointless.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'll go for
And
a
of course-
positive. I'll go for a positive if you want. I thought the chemistry between Cage and Alison Lohman worked for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I agree. Yeah,
she's really good in this
yeah.
movie,
She is.
and I don't know why
Gosh.
I don't know why we don't see more of her in other things.
Right? Well, she was in Drag Me to Hell and
Yeah.
White Oleander.
I love Drag Me to Hell. I watched that recently.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Oh, so good.
It
I
is,
just
it's really good.
cursed the Lamy on somebody the other day.
I wondered what that was.
Well, at the time of filming, she was 23 years old.
Yeah, I read that today. She's playing like 14 years old and 23.
Yeah, and apparently, like the screenwriters and the director Ridley Scott, they kept thinking that she was 14 years old. 'Cause they're like, "Do you need a ride home, honey?" She's like, "No, I'm good. I'll drive my Land Rover over. Like, I'm good."
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll go back to my husband and kids. I don't know if she's got a
Yeah,
husband and
right.
kids, but
But I think that's also like just a testament to how amazing she is an actress. 'Cause,
yeah, definitely.
I remember hearing that she was 23 years old after seeing the movie, and I thought, like, what? No, that's bullshit. Like, no fucking way. But yeah,
Yeah, she's really
great.
good in it. Everybody's really good in it when you
They
think
really
about it.
were, honestly.
There
yeah.
are some really good
The
performances. in it.
performances are good in this movie. Yeah, no question.
definitely. Yeah, no complaints here. Although Ridley Scott said that, quote, Nick had always been vaguely on my mind, and I had never actually worked with Nick before, but I've always admired his range and chameleon-like capabilities as an actor. There are good actors, and there are mediocre actors, etc. Nick is one of the few that is a true chameleon, which, of course, the word actor should be synonymous with. I have to
Oh.
agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
He can turn his hand to pretty much anything.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And luckily we haven't gotten to the point in his career where he starts phoning it in.
Yet.
Like yeah, Bad Lieutenant comes to mind.
What was that one we reviewed in our first season? That was
Between
awful.
Worlds, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very recent one.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
He spends half of it in a leopard skin posing pouch, doesn't he?
Oh, don't remind me. Ugh.
So look forward to that one, guys.
Yeah. You can
I
skip
think
that one.
that's
We've
how
already
we
done it.
met.
You can we'll just send you the files of our episode if you
I'm
want.
gonna send them to your side and let
Yeah.
people go there.
We're just going to skip this one. Go and listen to bottom of the stream instead.
Instead, we reviewed Roadhouse.
But because we reviewed that film, that's how we met you guys. So
Yeah, exactly.
something good came out of it.
That worked out pretty well. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember we saw you on a Reddit, and we're like, "Hey, you're good."
That's the one time we've ever advertised on Reddit as well. I've literally only ever put that one post up on Reddit, and you saw it, and the rest is history. We've been friends ever
Oh,
since.
yay!
And we all joined the Pod Nation together, and everybody's now uber successul.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're just rolling in it.
That's how I afford my Demonte.
I wish.
Yeah, we've had to move all the rats out to make room for this money. Tell you.
No, the rats are my babies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like this movie, like I remember for some reason I wasn't too crazy about it when I first saw it, but rewatching it, I actually enjoyed it. But,
Yeah. I enjoyed it this week, I
yeah.
must admit. It's one of the better movies I've seen recently in this
Yeah, definitely.
house. It's been a good run in for cinema movies this year, but I've watched a lot of rubbish films lately.
Oh, one thing that was kind of creepy that I noticed when I watched it for the second time this last week. when he walks in on the person he thinks is his daughter in the shower, he actually like he walks in and she's like, "Yeah, somebody's in here." And then he looks a second time.
I didn't spot that. Oh no. That's problematic.
That is problematic.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's supposed to be his daughter, and she's 14. Like, well, as far as he's concerned, she's 14. So I'm like, oh no.
Good spot. I didn't spot that.
You don't know. Maybe she had a prehensile tail or something. That's odd.
It's a sequel to Anonymous Rex.
Yes, there you go. There was a subplot taken out of the movie at the last minute.
Oh God! Speaking of which, the movie for Anonymous Rex, at one part, they have the main character played by what's his name, Sam. I can't remember his name, but he played Sam Merlot in True Blood, and the whole time I was thinking this should be oh God damn it, what's his name? Oh, we just said it. The guy who plays Frankie. Plays Frank in this.
Sam Rockwell.
Yes, Sam Rockwell. I was thinking he's just a poor man's Sam Rockwell. The whole time. But then they also have they also have the poor man's Baldwin, because they have Daniel Baldwin.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The other Baldwin.
The runt of the litter.
Oh yeah. He's like, look, I'm acting.
They let me out.
I'm pretty sure he just lives in Alec Baldwin's in attic, doesn't he?
Yes.
What, they feed him?
Put this movie on the fridge.
Yeah. They feed him fish heads to the other brother.
Yeah, he's just like adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a seminar. I know how to act. Oh, but Donnie, you haven't really said much about your thoughts.
Speak, Donnie.
You've been...
I have given a few insights into this. I don't know. I mean, same as you had said, it's like, this is a dark comedy. I've seen dark comedies. This was just like telling you, are you happy? How you feeling? Close your eyes, and smacking you in the face with a mallet. It's just like, why? Why did you do this just for that? I was like, I don't know. It's what you came here for. You paid me. All right, sure. That's this movie. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I like when movies switch it up. I like when, like Dusk Till Dawn, you think it's going to be about bank robbers that go on a killing spree, and then you throw in vampires. It's like, sure, as you do. Why not? But this, I don't know. I mean, it just feels like something you're trying to find a genre to put it in to sell to people. And also to kind of, I don't want to say unhinge, but just keep them from knowing the true nature of the film. Which in most cases, yeah, that can work. In this, it's just such, not even like a right turn. It's just turning the whole car around and parking for 10 minutes of silence. But especially then to just decide after all this stuff is revealed and you see his life turn to just shit. Oh, we have to make it happy now. It's like you're not going to enjoy it. You're just going to be left wanting to know, why did you do this? And I think that maybe that's why people like it, because they're just trying to figure out, is this movie just too smart for me and I'm just a little dumb? Or was it really just that badly handled toward the end?
Well, and when you get hit by the mallet, Ridley Scott says, I bet you didn't know I hid that mallet.
Yes, he's like, I've been filming the whole time. Like, that's how we shot Alien. Don't you know that?
It happened in real time.
Yeah.
It's a documentary.
Peter Friedkin of our generation. Or William Friedkin. But no, I don't know. I mean, I liked the movie. Yeah, I mean, 80% of this I liked. But still, I just had questions. Like I said, he's not shown as being a criminal mastermind at any time. And for Rockwell to say, "You taught me everything I know," it's like, when did this happen? Was there a montage they cut out of this? Or is this just something we're supposed to assume we've been doing it for years? Because even at the start, it looked like they had a legitimate front for a business set up and things were okay. But then suddenly it's like, let's do this job that I told we should do, and you barely even mentioned to me. But same with his daughter. I mean, okay, Ridley Scott being subtle about the hints and tiny clues he left in there. Wouldn't a father want to know why the mom doesn't seem to care that their daughter is now with her estranged father that she told was dead at first and then was in prison?
Yeah.
It's just, he never questions any of these things. He's just so apparently happy with this while he's taking menstrual medication to help him with his problems.
Well, also he never sees her go into the apartment, and he never goes to the actual apartment. He never calls his ex-wife.
No, and that's another thing too. I wondered, did I miss it? Was his partner the one that told him to go see the psychologist or therapist he was seeing? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't remember the movie, but in the book he says that that this therapist or psychologist helped his mother with the visions she was seeing.
Okay, well, in the movie though, did they actually have anything where he told him to go there is what I'm asking, because I don't remember him actually telling him to go. He did?
Yeah, he said because he ran out of the pills, and his the guy who usually prescribed it moved away.
Yeah.
And so then he said that he knows a guy.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like my head is trying to push this movie out, and I just watched it the second time like an hour before the podcast. And my mind's like, no, you're better off without it. Come on.
Why is there so much Nick Cage in here?
Yeah. Why do you hate me?
It's like that first part of a Fight Club where it's like slide. It's just Nick Cage telling you to slide.
Nick Cage is your happy place.
But also your very sad place. I'm with you.
It's okay.
I'm with you, Donnie. I think this film. I like this film, but it doesn't know what it wants to be by the end.
Exactly.
And that really comes across. And also, Roy is. We're told he's this amazing con artist, like you say, but he's clearly not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He's not picked up on any of these signs that his daughter has just turned up.
Yeah. Yeah.
After a couple of days, she's allowed to spend all this time with him. That's a bit problematic as well.
A master con artist who doesn't know when he's being conned.
Yeah. Which, I mean, even that in the description alone they give, it talks about loosely, which I guess makes sense in the end, about how they use his daughter to have these two cons out-con a con man. It's like, you're kind of giving away what happens eventually, but you're selling it as something else entirely. I just, don't watch it. Go to Netflix and watch Here Comes the Night. It's like, that'll be a much better what the fuck experience. Or no, Hold the Night, sorry. That'll be a much, much better what the hell did I just watch experience.
Well, in one of their original scripts, they had Chuck Frechette, the guy that they conned. They had him as a cop who was blackmailing Frank into helping him catch Roy.
Yeah.
And that makes so much more
that's a bit more sensible, yeah.
That works.
But I don't know, because it seems to me that that Roy needs, Frankie needs Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And it seems like Roy needs him too, because he's the one who keeps him together, as you guys were saying.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I don't know.
I honestly, the way I thought it was going to go until it happened was I thought that he was just going to end up, him and the daughter were already conning him, but then I thought, well, what if Sam Rockwell is actually just going to say, you know what, screw this. You and your daughter screwed this up. I'm taking all your money, leaving you guys for broke and going off and doing my own thing. It's like, that kind of would have made sense given how they had the story going somewhat in that direction. But then to just suddenly go, oh wait, this is based on a book. People want this to have what happened in the book. Okay, let's go to that. It just feels like they forgot completely what they were doing. It's like filming The Lord of the Rings and then going, oh wait, we're supposed to be doing the Silmarillion. Well, shit. Let's just throw this in. And suddenly it's 8 hours long. But yeah, I don't know. It was really kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still lacks Tom Bombadil.
I was just going to say that. You beat me to it.
Well, wait, there was no nudity in this foyer close-off segment, was
No.
there?
I know. Okay.
There was the implied tail. I don't think that counts. As we just made it up.
I want his clothes off. Clothes off. Yeah, so they're in a titty bar, but there's no nudity because Ridley Scott wanted to avoid an R rating. So, wah, wah. And I was thinking, like, why go to a strip club? Like, why have that scene in a strip club at
because
all?
apparently that's where businessmen conduct business.
That's
why
true.
it's a gentleman's club.
That's where I conduct all my business.
That's the point at which Kid Rock appeared on the soundtrack, which really dated this movie.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Really did.
Oh god! How can you forget Saint Kid Rock? Oh,
I even
Oh,
dated
goddamn
the
it.
film when it was made.
Yeah, true.
Did it not?
Yes. Yeah, I remember I was watching this with my husband, and we're both like, "Oh god damn it." But also the horrible wipes throughout the film.
Oh, there's one right at the beginning. It's like it's done on an old-fashioned camcorder where the screen just
Yes.
squeezes in and back out again. It really took me out of the moment. I was like, that's awful.
Yes,
I was expecting like star
really
fades
terrible.
and
That's Ridley.
Things like
That is Sir Ridley Scott you're talking about. He's a knight of the realm. How dare you?
we're just
Must
gonna
have been a
use a
slow
George
year.
Lucas wipe.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's just so terrible.
It really
but yeah,
was.
you're right. Like I felt the same way. Like it just took me out of the movie. I was like, what the fuck was that?
it really did. That's exactly how I reacted. I wouldn't mind if they did it all the way through, but it's only like that one time, I think.
Yeah.
He's probably like, it
They
worked
use
in Gladiator.
different wipes.
Yeah.
He was probably like, it worked in Gladiator. Why isn't it working?
Yeah. Oh, Gladiator. Oh, wow.
Well-
So, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we get into Face Off?
No, I think we've covered it, suitably degraded it.
I feel like I've been quite negative, and I didn't.
Yeah, I
didn't
actually
not
quite
lo-
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie. It's just got a lot of unanswered questions for me. I think.
Yeah, and the end it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
But
just
it's
the
all right. It's
thing,
fun.
like- yeah, it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And if anything, just for the acting. But, all right then. I guess it's time for Face Off. Donnie,
yeah.
who you got?
Oh god. Well, if we're doing this seriously, Roy Waller, I would have
Why?
done Michael Caine, Frank
good shot.
Mercer, Michael Douglas, and Angela Michelle Pfeiffer. Because why not? Just age it up
Michaels
a
and
little.
Michelle's?
Yes, the Michaels and Michelle.
It's a really old version.
But I mean, it's just, much older. And say, well, this is my daughter from 25, 30 years ago. Sure, go with that. If you want to go for a much more funner dark comedy, then go to the master of dark comedy. And Roy Waller will have Tommy Wiseau, and Frank Mercer will have Greg Sestero, and Angela will be Juliette Daniels.
I'm watching that. I'm definitely up for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the shit out of that. Hell, I'm gonna produce that.
Not if Tommy Wiseau's got anything to do with it, you've not.
Yeah, you don't produce Tommy World. He produces.
Oh, so I was working this con, and what do you know? I left me undies. Who do you guys have?
I was giving this some thought earlier, and I'm going to throw you a bit of a curveball. Do you think this film's better if you switch the two men characters? So Sam Rockwell plays Nick Cage's part, and Nick Cage plays Sam Rockwell's part.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, the more I thought about it, the more I liked it as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sam Rockwell would have been really nice in that role,
Yeah,
especially given where it was going, how the character was portrayed.
He's the only actor I could think of who's almost as crazy as Nick Cage.
Yeah, but reserved.
That's a good shout, actually. I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, I think even if you made it now, you could do it.
It's
You should
possible.
remake them at the age they are now.
I'm sure Alison Lohman could still do 14.
Yeah, of course you could.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe 15.
Give her pigtails. Well, as seeing as though we have you guys on, I decided I would go with a British cast.
Oh,
As Roy, I have to say, to make mine work, we have to jump into the Cage's Kiss time machine Toyota.
Toyota.
We're gonna go back to maybe late 80s, and as Roy, I have either Hugh Laurie or Tilda Swinton, because Tilda Swinton's fucking amazing.
yeah, she is.
And
Hugh Laurie's not a
I
bad
would
shout.
like-
That would work quite well.
yeah, I think so. I mean, and I think she's like really the female Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But Angela, I have Helena Bonham Carter.
Because she's amazing in everything.
Because she is. Yeah.
She's my absolute favourite. I love that woman.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh god, I love her. She was even in for my other podcast, Bedknobs and Broomflicks. I watched a movie on Sergeant Stubby, the dog, and she narrated it, and I was like, I was so happy about that. Anyway, as Frank, I have one of my favorites. I've got Rick Mayall. Which is why we need to get in the time machine.
Definitely. That's
Absolute legend.
yeah, absolute hero.
Oh god, I love him so much. Donnie and I kind of grew up watching stuff like Young Ones.
We love the young ones.
Oh my god, it was so good. Oh, I loved it so much.
Oh, bless
God.
you, Neil.
I used to love Bottom.
Yeah,
that was
great show.
such a good show.
Yes.
Absolutely so funny.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Then instead of that, the Nick Cage movie that you guys already covered, we're just gonna watch Young Ones.
Do it.
Sorry, Nick. We're taking a week off.
That's our Ridley Scott twist. That's what we've all been naming this to.
I bet you haven't found the clues. Oh, were you guys able to find any sort of cagey wisdom in all this?
I got one.
Oh, go for it.
Always follow your mark to his aeroplane.
Yes.
Great show. Great show.
Oh.
That's quite
Donnie?
scary when that guy comes back. It's like
That
when he-
was.
it's
That
like-
really was.
That's a really good scene, I thought.
Yeah, it's out of nowhere,
And
isn't
he
it?
She literally
grabs
comes out of
her
nowhere,
and-
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course you've got all that tension of like being stuck at the
The gate, yeah.
At the top, yeah, that was
Oh.
amazing. And you can see him in the background, like slowly running towards them.
It happened to me.
Yes.
Happened to me 2 days ago. I was
What
trying
are
to
you
get.
doing in this movie?
I was trying to get out of a multi-story car park. So frustrating. The ticket wouldn't work. The button wouldn't work. I didn't have anyone chasing me, but I was still pissed off.
That makes a change.
Yes.
I just love the car park attendant too.
She was brilliant.
We're not allowed to take tips.
She's just counting all the ones out through the window.
Yes. Oh, that was just fantastic.
It's the highlight of the
She
film.
should have
It's a
given him
really good
coins.
scene.
Just really wound it up.
Donnie, you got anything?
I have no wisdom for this movie whatsoever.
Don't watch it. That's the wisdom.
Yeah.
Donnie, that's still
Turn
more.
it off at the end.
That's still more than Roy, Donnie.
Well, my wisdom was that it's very important you get on the right meds and never trust your psychologist.
That's a good point.
They're all out to get you.
Yeah, don't trust anyone and don't love anyone you trust.
Yes. And if your child just pops up out of nowhere, demand to see a birth certificate.
Yes. Paternity test immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just believe any girl that comes up to you and says, "I'm your daughter." Just believe it outright.
Oh, how about that? You want some ice cream or something?
It would have been great if he just said, "You're the 5th one this week."
Yeah, they definitely needed to get on Jerry Springer or something, didn't they? Before they...
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, you are not the father. No.
Even though it would have been a greater ending if he conned all of them and just left him a note saying, I didn't tell you this, but I had a vasectomy when I was with that woman. So there's no way I could have had a daughter. I knew this was a lie.
I've been conning you.
Oh, the old triple twist. That would have been a great ending.
Yes, exactly.
Make it a John Woo film and end it with them all like aiming guns at each other.
Ridley Scott thought of it all by himself.
Yeah.
Give me my award.
Yeah. Come on, Queen, give me another knighthood.
Oh, I've got to say, I really liked the line, "Does the Pope poo in the woods?"
Yes.
I want to use that now.
I
guess
that's reasonably common over here, isn't it?
Yeah, we use it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing out here.
Oh, there's a lot of European sayings we're missing out on, believe me.
Oh, well, Donnie has a fake French girlfriend.
Jesus Christ. Fiance, thank you. She's coming over to this godforsaken country for no reason.
I've seen her, but I still think that she was hired, like a hired actress. She's way out of Donnie's league.
Oh, I'm sure she's not. That's
Oh,
me.
she is.
Oh, she is. Yeah, when I first met her, I was like, "Well, you're not Uggo. What is happening?"
So, are you a prostitute?
She's not called Angela, is she?
Is my brother pre-womaning you?
Yes. This is how I woo her.
Oh, I guess this is the time where I say, please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on Apple Podcasts and on Podchaser, where you can check out the rest of our Pod family and Pod Nation. I'd like to give a shout out to Drunk Dish for leaving us a really awesome review. You guys are amazing. We love you. And remember, you can find Cage's Kiss on Facebook and on Twitter at Cage's Kiss. You can visit our website at cageskiss.com, and you can write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. You can hear me on my other podcast, Bedknobs and Broomflicks.
That's a great name for a show.
Donnie.
I just want to put that out.
Thank you.
Really
We
is.
enjoy it. Thank you so much. So, Donnie, have you ever been dragged to the sidewalk and beat until you piss blood?
Well, not this week, but last week, 3 times at least. I still need to get dental work after that curb stomping. But I am
Oh, yeah.
Unreal Goals on YouTube. Well, not YouTube. Well, I was on YouTube. But on Twitter, I am Unreal Goals. And on RedTube, I am the boy who blew. And I have nothing else coming up in my life because that's depression for you.
And if you guys visit our Patreon page, if we get enough Patreon contributions, we are going to record us dragging Donnie to the sidewalk and beating him till he pisses blood.
For $300,
It's all
you'll
for
get
you.
pictures.
Oh, and I should say, for our Patreon patrons, we're going to have a bonus episode on, just for you guys, on Patricia Arquette. And we're going to review Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and True Romance.
Wow.
Available on December 1st. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your podcast?
Yeah. So we are called Bottom of the Stream, and we review things on Netflix that nobody else is talking about. So we're looking for hidden gems, basically, I think.
Yeah, we're looking for the diamonds, but a lot of the time we just find mud.
Yeah. So we scour the bottom of the stream to find these films, and then every week we place them in a league table. So we trying to find the top. We do 25 a season, and we rate them against we don't give them individual ratings. We just rate them against each other.
Yeah, we're partway through season 2, and we've had a lot of fun doing it so far.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Do you want to throw the socials out?
Yeah, so you can follow us on Twitter at BOTS_podcast, and the same on Instagram. And www.bottomofthestream.com is the website.
You guys helped me find Buster's Malhart.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. That's currently at the bottom of our stream table, where it belongs.
Yeah, that was like scraping the bottom.
Oh my god, it's awful.
Yeah, that's quite an experience, that movie.
Yeah.
Well, we will be seeing you guys next week with National Treasure, and Adrian will be joining us again. Sorry about it. Pygmies.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Cage, 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 peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please.